Graham, what the fuck, man? What you done? Would you just turn into the fucking Hulk overnight, do you? And just fucking start throwing things around?
The den is certainly a place to keep a cool head, but...
I literally decide on what I'm going to get, and it's fucking coming soon. Not impressed, ladies and gentlemen, I am not impressed. Otherwise though, today we have been quite busy. We have had to do a lot of shit this morning, and it's been hectic. It's 4 o'clock and we've already cleaned Graham, we've cleaned the flat, we've sorted out a wash and set it out to dry. Laura's been baking a lovely piece of cake, which has been like one of them cakes where you leave it to prove for ages, and then we go out, and then we come back, and then it's like do something else, then wait longer. It's been quite busy. Meanwhile, I'm also forging forward in my code, trying to get more stuff in. I'm adding in all of my arguments so that my users can select what kind of mode they want to listen to, and then kind of like going from there and then like blooming through the system, like populating it with outputs. It's going to be grandiose. Also, we had to head off to the supermarket so that we could get food for tomorrow, and we also went and purchased some bikes. We've ordered them, so they're going to be coming soonish. But we've both got bikes. Laura's going to be using hers to cycle to work. I'm going to be using mine sometimes to cycle to work. It depends on the weather and mood. And I think I can cycle to work faster than I can drive to work, because I can't drive all the way to work. So I've got to kind of drive halfway, which will take me about 45 minutes. And then I've got to do a bus leg. And I think I can cycle the entire way. So we've both got bikes and like equipment and stuff, and we like priced it all up before we got there, and fucking saved £100 because the bikes have 50 quid off each. Happy days, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, otherwise Laura's doing the final touches for her baking, and I am going to go on my laptop working up until the point where Laura's family come. We're hosting. We've got her sister is staying here in the flat, but her mum and dad are staying at a hotel just up the road. So yeah, we're going out for a meal and stuff tonight, so it's going to be grand. It actually looks a lot grosser than it is. It went down a treat, as you can tell, because it's like nearly all gone. I'm going to have to do some catching up, but you know when you wake up early in the morning, and I'm up at like 7:30 today, 7 o'clock today, and I'm working, and I'm hitting a problem, and I'm like, oh, this is a meaty bit of code. I'm gonna have to like start chipping away at this. But then like the in-laws are around, so you can obviously they aren't actual in-laws, but yeah, it's been a jolly good fun weekend and stuff. We had like a lovely meal last night, and today we went out for a walk around Clifton and stuff. But then otherwise we just kind of came back here and just sat and like chilled and just talked and stuff. I cooked dinner, and then they left like about 7 o'clock-ish, and we still had to do the ironing and the clothes wash. It's been a very, very long day. But yeah, so we've got to go back to work tomorrow. So early night to catch up on it. But this week, ladies and gentlemen, Monday through to Sunday, 20 hours of programming. That's basically 3 full days of work. To be fair, normally I do 2 full days of work, and I had a day off, so arguably I cheated. But I'm quite impressed with that, especially considering that I had a couple of days that were like a bit quieter on the work front, you know? Still managed to get in early, left at 25 to, supposed to leave at past, and I'm here 5 minutes early, man. That is pro! There's still a bit of a hangover from when it was half term and like no one was driving. It was quieter roads than normal, but it was building up, so obviously some people decided to book today off. You can normally tell when half terms are and when people are likely to book off. Usually Fridays are quite quiet on the roads, and Mondays after half terms usually are as well. Although it might be a case that some schools are having their half term this week. I don't know. Otherwise, my plan at work today is to walk my code changes through code review. Should be relatively easy. And then I am going back to my validator, and I'm going to try and get that fully finished and ready to rock and roll before we try to get that fully finished before we rock and roll, before I leave, because this is my last week. Thursday's my last day. What a day, ladies and gentlemen, what a day. I'm officially now no longer in a sprint team. I say a sprint team, in a team, which basically means no one's given me work to do, which is pretty good, because it means I've been doing through my validator, trying to do all of the refactoring that I can. I've got it to a point where it could be merged now. I submitted a pull request, and And basically, if I do nothing else now, that pull request can be accepted. There is one minor thing that I'm going to do. I say one minor thing, it's quite a big, it's like a simple change, but it's quite a big like effect on the code base. So it touches a lot of files. But there's like one minor change that I'm going to try and pull off before I leave. But if not, everything's fine. There's a bit of time pressure. Basically, our builds take 14 hours to run. We have about 20 build machines, like Docker images that run the builds for us. And recently, if you ran your thing on 6 of those machines, a specific 6, no one knew which 6, but 6 of them, you get no test results back. If you run on 10 of them, the Docker build will just shut down, and the server will shut down, and the VM will just die, and you won't get shit. It'll just fail halfway through for no good reason. If you're one of the lucky few that gets on the 4, then you get to wait 14 hours for your build. Or, yeah, also, if the tests don't run, it still takes 14 hours. You just don't get any test results back. And if it fails on one of the other 10, the chances are it will fail after about 7 or 8 hours. And this meme springs to mind. It's a fucking nightmare. It's an absolute shitstorm. And nothing's being done about it. Nothing is being done. It's been 14 hours, the build, since Christmas, and no one's given a shit. It's before Christmas, it was 8 hours, and something happened, and now it's 14. It's insane, because like the amount of productivity that's lost, because the thing that I committed, I've done a full pull request for a change, well, the thing I finished last week, yeah? Pull request, submitted it Friday morning, Friday morning, or Friday after, like midday Friday. Still not built, because I ran it over the weekend. There was 50 things in the build queue. Obviously on a 13-hour build, it means some of them aren't going to be finished anyway. Luckily, the build queue broke. Half the servers shut down over the weekend. Happy birthday. So now we've still got 50 in the queue, because everyone's re-queued all their shit. We've now got the problem with some of them just failing halfway through for no good reason. It's a mess. It's an absolute mess. But basically, my thing's in the queue. Hopefully it gets picked up. Also, it's not a queue, it's a stack, which makes it even worse, because if I queue my build at 4 o'clock, well, I queued it this morning. I queued it this morning when I first got in, that was good. It then failed after about 6 hours. I re-queued it again in the evening, which put it to the front of the stack, on the top of the stack, but now for the next 2 hours, people are going to be beating my position on the stack. It makes no fucking sense. Like I say, this is fine. This is fine, bruh. This is just normal shit. And I'm telling a work colleague, and he's like, I said, I cannot wait to be out of this. And he's like, yeah, well, when you go to somewhere else and they have like a 2-hour build, and I'm like, mate, if they have more than a 15-minute build, I will be in awe. Quite frankly, they need to address that because of how new the code base is going to be. But yeah, so it's a shitstorm. It really is. Otherwise, though, I've been slowly trying to. This week, I'm slowly trying to smuggle things out. So I've managed to smuggle out my official certificates that say I'm qualified to be a fire marshal and a first aider. They're smuggled out. I mean, I don't think I need to smuggle them out, but I feel kind of guilty. And like tomorrow, I'm going to bring home my first aid kit and all that kind of stuff. It's a kit that you get given during the training session. To train with, but then we had 2 separate first aid sessions. The first one we used the training kit with, and the second one was the defibrillator session, and we didn't use the training kit at all. So we basically got a free first aid kit, and it is mine, it's not the company's. So I've got to smuggle that out. So yeah, it's good fun. Otherwise, it is shopping night tonight, and I've got some shit to do, so a couple of random things to tick off before I get back into my own programming. A bit of catching up on, well, not necessarily on stuff, just things add up. I always seem to do more stuff at the beginning of the week than I do like midweek or at the end of it. I don't understand, and it's strange. I guess it's partially because of what was going on like yesterday and the day before. Like obviously we can't do much stuff when we've got guests and things. But it actually wasn't too bad. Coming around. I'm glad that, I don't know if this sounds horrible or not, I'm glad that, because I don't mean it in a mean way, I'm glad that my parents don't want to see me as often as Laura's parents do, because then that would mean double, you know what I mean? Like at the moment it's kind of it's a good balance, in a sense where we see people enough but not too infrequently, but it's like bordering on too frequently, you know what I mean? But if the other one spiked up, or the other two spiked up, then shit would get real fast. And I don't think I could put up with that, and I'd start getting annoyed at people. So that's that. We went out for a lovely meal. We actually went to, I'm going to say this wrong, Cote Brasserie? I almost always say bras, the posh word for bras. I would recommend. I think it's really good value, and you get like quite a good meaty, like a big meal for a good price. And then yesterday we went for a walk down towards like Clifton Bridge and stuff like that. And at the side of Clifton Bridge, we all busted out a cream egg and just stood there, just 5 of us, just eating a cream egg. I mean, perfection. You can't top situations like that. Although a thing that does, well, it doesn't bug me, but it's something that annoys me a little bit, is when we're all in the living room. We're all in here, sat talking for too long, really, because we came back too early and we've got to wait too long for dinner. And like, I'm here, Laura's sister, Laura's mum, Laura's dad. Me and Laura's dad always catch glances like, ugh. Quite bored. We don't really have much to interject in this conversation. The girls just chat for days. And like it comes up, we obviously have inputs every now and again, but we just kind of catch glances like, I'm bored, we're bored. But the thing is, right, for some reason, it's okay for him to just fall asleep and not talk to anyone, but it's somehow ruder for me to pick up my laptop and then do some work and then still partially engage in the conversation. What's that all about? Have I caught you in the act, Graham, of ruining your house? I think I have. And you know what? I'm not standing for it, Graham. I'm not going to let you do this to yourself. You crazy girl. God damn it, Graham. You're such a menace. I feel like she thinks this purple thing is some kind of magic bedding dispenser, which dispenses bedding, which she then walks around and puts more in. And then she does whatever she can to get as much out of it as she possibly can before realising it's her actual bed. I'm heading off to bed, ladies and gentlemen. I have, however, passed a milestone, which I'm pretty proud of. I have written my 1,000, well, I've got over 1,000 unit tests in my project, which I know means nothing. It's not like a metric of how far in we are, or anything like that, but that's something I'm pretty proud of. Like I say, put it into perspective, my previous project, the first time I did this project, I had, was it 640? So we're like way over that, and arguably I have less functionality. What I'm currently doing at the moment is I'm changing the way that, because I'm using events to basically inform different UIs about what's happening. However, I'm making some changes, because the problem is, if I had a second UI, they both get the same events. So I was like, oh, how would I do that? So I'm now going through and basically setting it up so that I can have different users and different UIs and clients and stuff that would see different events. So basically, you would ask the platform, and the platform then basically deals with, it gets all the events that it's supposed to hand out and it hands it out to the right person. I was originally having it, which I realised was stupid, having it so that the UI would filter would get all of the events and then filter them out, the ones it doesn't need. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. That's a security problem. Instead, the internal API deals with it instead, rather than the external thing that gets deployed places. So, obviously, I mean, in theory, I have control over those, but we'll see. So either way, ladies and gentlemen, that is now being closed up. I've created my new event handlers. I'm changing the way stuff's going through. I've just got to do a little bit of refactoring to get it all in, and then I am going to set up, well, I'm not going to go as far as setting up users, but I'm going to create like the user object, and then the make it so that the main program can distinguish whose notifications belong to who, basically. That's jolly good fun. Otherwise, we've had shopping sessions and stuff. It's been great, but it's time for bed. It's gone midnight. So it's time to go to bed. I'm going to end this video here, ladies and gentlemen, and I will have, I'm thinking the next 3 days will be one video, and then Friday will be its own video. Well, no, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, something like that. We'll figure it out. Cool. I hope you've enjoyed this video, ladies and gentlemen. It's been obviously 2 really short days, and then today is not massively long, so yeah, it's a little bit different. We went shopping today. Do you know what they had in stock? Fuck yeah. I almost bought 2 packets. I love blood oranges. Oh god, and they don't have them in stock often enough because they're like really, really bloody seasonal. But bloody hell, they're good stuff. Okay, right, bedtime. Thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think I've got anything else to tell you. I'll catch you later.